Yuma Catholic football has transformed our area's prep sports culture with its recent championship pedigree. News 11 sports director Rob Fram joining us now with a News 11 exclusive report on how COVID-19 has affected this proud program. Rob.
Jenny, many can argue that Shamrocks football is almost unstoppable on the field, but over the last year, the pandemic came close to stopping their 2020 season for good.
It's the real deal out there. And this is what makes football fun. This is what makes football fun. The uncertainty.
Yuma Catholic football thrives on uncertainty. When Coach Rhett Stallworth took over the program in 2007, no one would have predicted the Shamrocks becoming a perennial area power, claiming 3 state championships within a decade. But last March, an unprecedented level of uncertainty arrived.
Everybody was working out, and then all of a sudden everything just got shut down, and it changed how the way we live today. So yeah, it was definitely a big impact on everything.
We've never seen anything like this, so it was kind of a, oh, it's just going to pass. Hopefully it'll pass, and then, we'll get back to normal in the summer. And it never really passed.
The coronavirus pandemic forced a paradigm shift in everyday life. Every school in our area, including YC, had to cope with campus closures and remote learning. It wasn't until the summer months that the Rocks could start taking the field again on a limited basis.
We didn't have camp this year. We didn't have spring ball. We didn't have any of that, but we definitely put in the work.
Every voluntary workout we had, they would show up regardless of restrictions, face mask spacing, can't do this, can't do that, whatever it may be. We had great participation.
As COVID cases climbed last summer, the Shamrocks faced the lingering possibility of a canceled season.
It was just hard being able to not know if there was going to be a season or not.
We worked so hard, and just not knowing if we were going to get the chance to play, it was hard, it was scary.
The tide turned on September 2nd when the Arizona Interscholastic Association announced the start of a condensed football season for early October. Now that proved to be the spark the Rocks needed to thrive once again on the field.
That made us want to go out there and win even more, knowing that okay, we have the chance to play, we got to take advantage of it and perform to the best we can.
To be able to, 1, play, and then 2, pull off victories, it was just double rewarding at the time. And we had an unproven team. They responded like veterans.
The Rocks succeeded with a lot of unproven young talent on both sides of the football, especially quarterback Richard Stallworth, who came into the pandemic with no varsity experience. When the playoffs were set to start in mid-November, even with the top seed and undefeated record, rising COVID numbers would renew questions about playing for another title, but it wouldn't quench YC's resolve.
We knew if we ended up missing a game because of COVID, it was one and done in the playoffs. There was no second chances like there would be in the regular season.
Going into the playoffs wondering, are we really going to be allowed to finish this? And, our attitude was we're going to treat it like we're going to finish the season and that we're going to go to the state championship and finish.
Despite all other fall prep sports ending early, even with the uncertainty of the pandemic, the Rocks succeeded in capturing home victories in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs before defeating Push Ridge to get back to the state title game. But the quest for the program's 4-state championship would end in disappointment.
It was a hard pill to swallow, especially me being there twice, but at the end of the day, we got there and we worked for it, so it will always be there with us.
I don't think COVID played a role in it being a harder pill to swallow. I think it was more of knowing that we thought we could do a lot better, and then when you lose one of your key parts, being the quarterback, that's what's heartbreaking.
Despite falling short of their goal, the Rocks don't take for granted the challenges they faced and the season they got to play.
I felt our team trusted our coaches a lot this year, and that's what got us that far as far as we did.
Because of the way our program is set up and the discipline that we require, it just allowed us to flourish in a time that other people succumb to all the outside pressures and distractions.
Just like playing in the pandemic itself, YC looks at the future as an opportunity to shine.
Just like last season in the summer, we need to work just as hard, if not harder, than we did last season because, again, we don't know if we're going to be able to play, and if we do be able to play, we want to be ready.
The other kids who are on that team are going to get a second shot, and you hope that they relish that moment and will persevere and push forward and do what they can to get back to the state championship again.
I believe that we will work even harder this year, and I think we might be back in the state championship.
Well, for at least the rest of this calendar year, the Shamrocks are planning to continue to follow the COVID protocols that are in place. YC will return the majority of its squad for the coming fall season.